If I feel like I don't fuck with you, I won't. I got alcohol. You missed it. You missed the joke. College definitely does ruin a lot of things for you, like happiness. What? Live your life. You only live once. Like, go. Hello beautiful people of the earth, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is a bit different than anything that I've ever done. Today I'm going to be taking my hair out while sharing my goals, my advice and opinion on things that nobody even asked for. This is my unsolicited opinion, unsolicited advice, unsolicited everything. Nobody asked for this. I did this on my own. But anyways, I'm gonna be taking out my hair because this baby has been in since like Thanksgiving time. No, that seems like a long time, but your girl was going through some stuff, okay? So shush. But anyways, I'm about to go ahead and like take this down, and I'm just in my comfy clothes, like no care in the world today. Of course, you know, the first thing I gotta do is cut the hair. Now, I don't know why every black girl does this when they're taking out their hair, but their hair be like this long and they cut it like this short and say, oh, I'm about to take it out. Girl, your hair does not grow from your ends, like, but your hair grows from your roots, so you should just be cutting like where your hair ends. Like, it's obvious, you can see it. Stop playing like you don't, acting like your hair grew 50 inches. It didn't. It didn't. It grew like 2 to 3 inches at most, maybe 1 to 2 for some. But girl, come on now, let's do better. Cut your hair where it ends, okay? And this is a part of my unsolicited opinion. Like, nobody cares what I think about that, but you know, I just don't understand how they do it. I'd be like, girl, your hair is not that long, so like, cut it where it ends so that way you have less to take out. But first thing I do want to talk about in this video is kind of my goals, my ins and out for this year. So my last video, I just kind of got ready for 2024 in a way and showed you kind of my schedule, what I'm going to be taking in. I'm really into this year basically getting back into my health. Last year was kind of a hard year for me in a way because it was the first year my grandmother had passed away, and I was going through a lot last year, honestly, and just like I felt like I was disconnected from myself a bunch. Definitely did get back into therapy, but I feel like it's so useful that I do have a therapist because I always felt like I didn't need therapy. I was always forced to go into it, and one thing about like mental health or physical health, you're not gonna do it if somebody else like forces you to. So it was just kind of hard for me to like get used to not having my grandmother with me all year round, or just having someone to call or talk to. And of course, it still hurts my heart a lot. It has not been that long since my grandmother passed, and as you can see, I'm getting a little teary as I talk about it. But I think this is just like the rawness of it. Like, death is not easy to get over, and you never get over it, actually. It's just something you learn to cope with, something you learn to live with. And for me, it's been hard to live with because I was the one to find my grandmother, and it was harder for me because I had to be the stronger person for everybody else. And it kind of put me in a difficult spot for my grief because I wasn't able to grieve properly. So it just made it really hard for me to be actually able to like live, you know what I'm saying? Because I always felt this type of guilt, and of course it's not my fault. Like, I know it's not, but who doesn't have those thoughts in their head? What could I have done? What could I have done different? What if this happened? What if this happened? And it's just like the human in us to do that, but it's never actually our fault. And I think that's why the therapy helped me a lot, because like I just got to talk those things out and, you know, find solutions for certain things. And that is just one thing I really want to focus on. This year, I want to focus on grieving properly. So like letting myself cry whenever I feel like I want to cry, or letting myself, you know, be distant when I need to be distant, not isolation. There's a difference between isolation and distancing. I felt like I isolated myself a lot, and then like some days I was like, I'm just gonna be distant. But I felt like I needed to find a common base between those two because I didn't know like which one I actually needed to be doing. So that is just one thing that I also need to work on this year. So that is one of my goals this year, is just making sure I get back into me and just grieving properly, because I didn't get that chance. So like whenever I feel like I just need to cry or talk about my grandmother, I will, because she was the most important person to me in my entire life. So of course, whenever I feel like I need to talk about her or I want to bring her up, it's okay, because she's still here in my heart, and that's part of the grieving. I really want to focus on like getting myself back into the things I used to love doing. I want to exercise without like feeling guilty or ashamed of my body. I want to get back into eating healthier without feeling like I need to diet. Like, you don't have to diet to be healthy. So those are just some things I want to do as well. And just a bunch of other things to get me back into myself. Like, even like listening to podcasts that make me feel happy or spirited in some ways, you know, like just things like that. I feel like are different things I want to get into for goals and aspirations. And that's just like one big goal for me. Along with that, I feel like this year I am definitely going to cut the BS on people. I've always been one to like cut people off if I feel like we don't belong, or you don't like me, or you're just not connecting the way we supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I feel like you don't feel comfortable around me, or I make you feel bothered or some sort of way, we gotta cut parts. Like, cutting people off is the key to life. Like, I feel like it's easy to cut people off in a way for me because I'm already a person who has been through too much stuff and cut people out of my life already. But I feel like that is just one thing for me. Like, for me, it's easy to cut people off. Like, if I feel like I don't fuck with you, I won't. Like, I'm gonna say goodbye real quick and say have a good day. So that is just one thing I definitely do focus on a lot for me. And then another thing is like literally just realizing when people turn different. I think really another thing is like actually making sure that like the people you surround yourself with is the key to life for me. Like, if you hang around positive people, you'll have a positive attitude. If you hang around negative people, you'll have a negative attitude. Fuck with the people who have the same attitude as you, whether that be in school, life, decisions, journeys, aspirations in life, such things like that. Find people who actually want to do those things. Like, don't just be hanging around people just so that you can have people around. You know what I'm saying? And I know that can be hard because we're all human, and it's definitely okay for us to feel like we have to be a part of something. But when it comes to you as a human, there are certain times when you just have to be alone and figure out who you are so that way you can find the people who are like you. So it's like, you don't know what you like, you don't know your hobbies, you don't know like what you like to do by yourself, there's something wrong. That means that you spend too much time around people and what they like and people pleasing them. And honestly, that is kind of people pleasing. If you don't know what you like at all, it's kind of just people pleasing. So like, find your favorite foods, find your favorite activities or hobbies or anything like that, because those are the kind of things that are going to make you you. And then you will be able to find people who, you know, connect with your aspirations or your hobbies or whatnot. It's just like, you have to know yourself before you can go and look for somebody else, you know? And that's kind of like in the saying, like, if you don't love you, how can you expect other people to love you? You know what I'm saying? And I think that just really makes sense because, like, if you don't love yourself, you can't expect someone else to love you because you don't even, you know, accept yourself for you. I think that was a really big journey for me last year, is learning to love myself. And I found that confidence within me to love me a lot more than I did before. Like, now I can just accept who I am. Like, there are some things about me that other people do not love. Like, I'm a brutally honest person. Yes, sometimes it can be said rudely, but it's not a horrible thing to me because I feel like the truth is so important for people to hear. Like, and I understand, like, you shouldn't say it that way sometimes, or you shouldn't say certain things sometimes. Yes, I know I do be saying crazy stuff, so that's why I apologize. I love people to come to me. Communication is also very key when it comes to growing relationships and loving yourself. Communicate with yourself through journaling, through meditation, through things like that. Therapy is a good way to learn yourself. All those things are good to know yourself. And another thing is also learning communication with others is also a good way to like figure out what you are as a person. If you get what I'm saying, you get it. Like, for example, I know that a friend of mine heard me say something to my friend or another friend. So she was like, I didn't feel comfortable with the way you spoke to her. So it just makes you reflect on the things that you say. So like, now I'm extra careful not to mention certain things if I did something before that hurt them. You know what I'm saying? So like, don't bring up the same things. Like, if you are going to apologize to somebody, don't go around and do the same damn thing. What would be the point of apologizing if you're just gonna go and do the same thing? That don't make no sense. So I think that's just a really important way to like to know yourself or getting, you know, to know others as well. Relationships in general are hard because we're not with ourselves. You have to learn about this person. You have to know what they like. You have to know their favorite foods. You have to know what they don't like. You have to know all kinds of things about a person, their favorite color from their name to their birthday. All those kind of things go into relationships. And I just think it's important to growing a connection to the world around you or the people around you. And it may not make any sense because I might be rambling a lot, but honestly, I just feel like some people do not actually look for friends. Some people are very, you know, independent, and they are not actually looking for friends. Like, I saw this TikTok today. She was like, some of y'all are bad friends and y'all don't even know it. And she was talking about how, like, she had a friend who she didn't want to talk to or something like that. And I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, it was a really confusing video. It sounded really crazy to me because it sounded like she wasn't looking for a friend. Like, she was looking for an acquaintance to talk to sometimes. A friend is someone that you can confide in, someone you can talk to whenever, someone you can connect with. All of those things make a friend. So if you're not looking for a friend to talk to or connect with, you're looking for an acquaintance. You're looking for somebody you could just talk to on the go, whatever, whenever I feel like it. You can ghost them for 10 months and come back to them and be like, hey, a friend is somebody that you want to talk to all the time, or, you know, connect with and share things with. All those things make a friend. Now, I understand wanting a break. A break in isolation, like I said earlier, is two different things. Like, let your friends know, like, I need a moment right now. Like, I don't want to talk to anybody right now. Like, give me a few days. I'll come back to y'all. Even if they, like, come and text you and call you and be like, oh, hey, are you okay? Answer them back and be like, yeah, I'm still processing this or that and the third. And I'll get back to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, those kind of things are just a friend. But an acquaintance, if you just want somebody you can talk to whenever, that's an acquaintance, honey. You're not looking for a friend. So, you know, find someone else who would love to be your acquaintance. And that brings me on to the next topic. Letting people go. It's hard. It's hard to let people go. But, like, if it's not working, they got to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be around somebody that you are not going to connect with anymore. Like, letting people go is cool. Like, you do not have to stick around with somebody to be all right. You can be all right by yourself. Like, you do not have to be around people to live a happy life. And that brings me on to my next topic. Obviously, friendships are not given, they're earned. So that means that you have to put in some effort. Effort is important in every relationship that you have, whether that be a boyfriend or a girlfriend or just friends. And just knowing that, like, you have to be able to actually put in the effort. If it's not given effort, go away. Like, if you're giving all your all and they're not, it's time to let them go. For example, I had a friend group that I was hanging out with at the beginning of the semester for our first semester. And this is our freshman year, so of course things are gonna go wrong. I'm not really worried about that. I just thought everything was gonna be cool. And of course, yes, I changed a little bit, you know, thinking I was gonna fit in. And of course, I didn't. I was very positive, very respectful, kind, and then I got stabbed in the back immediately. Thank you for that, by the way. And you know, it just didn't work out because, like, we just weren't giving a 10 out of 10 on each other. I definitely was. I know I'm a loyal friend. I try to give as much as I can. I show all of my love, all of my care, and all of my respect as much as possible. I remember your birthday. I remember days that are important for you, all of those things. And I just felt like I was giving that 10 out of 10 effort and they weren't. Like, I felt like I was the acquaintance for them because they barely wanted to talk to me, but I wanted to, like, you know, hang out, you know, meet up for things and stuff like that, and they didn't. And it just wasn't working. And it just felt like I was just a side piece to those two. And most of the time, like most people say, 3 friend groups don't work out. And it's true, it doesn't. We weren't, like, connecting. And honestly, like, I knew one of the girls before the other girl I met, and then the other girl I met, and then they met each other, and then we were all friends, and then it just fell off. I don't know what happened. And, like, I was a mutual between the both of them, so it was like, what the fuck is happening? Like, I'm supposed to be all cool. But y'all know it wasn't working like that, and that's all right. They stabbed me right in the back a few weeks later, and that's cool. I just felt like I was the outcast to a friend group that I was supposed to be in, so I disconnected myself. I was just like, goodbye, you know? And it was just like, time to go. And I found me a friend group who loves and cares and appreciates me for who I am, and they accept me for who I am. I can be as loud as I want to be. I can be as black as I want to be. I can be who I want to be, and they don't worry about that. I can just be myself. And yes, we have our ups and downs sometimes too, but we be cooling and we be having fun and we talk our things out. So communication, like I said earlier, is very important and key to every relationship. So, like, if you feel like it's not working, drop them. And like I said, relationships are earned and not given. So, like, if you are not earning, or, you know, like, not in the sense of like you're getting like I'm getting a friendship, Like, you don't just buy it. It's just kind of like, if you're not putting in the effort for it, you're not gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that's really important, and it may not seem like it is, but it is. I just thought that was really important for me. I think that was a really great learning experience. So this year is definitely gonna be the year where I am like showing my communication skills, getting back to answering texts, not looking at it, and then gonna be like, I'm gonna get back to it later, because between that, I'm gonna get back to it later, you're gonna forget about it. You're gonna continue doing what you're doing on your phone, and you're gonna do something else, and do something else, and then the next day you'll answer the text. Don't do that. You're not a celebrity. Answer those messages, okay? And I don't even understand why celebrities don't answer messages. Oh my god, y'all, I actually was thinking about this. Like, why don't celebrities answer messages from their fans? Can we make you you? Like, not technically in the sense we made them them, but like, if we didn't give them attention, they wouldn't have made money. How in the hell do y'all act like y'all all that and y'all give a damn about your fans? But then we made you you. You know, we come to your concerts to listen to you. We watch your shows, you know, we interact with you, but you don't interact with us. Like, you human too, so that means you're supposed to be answering me like you a normal human. If I comment over in your section, over your picture, and be like, oh my god, you're so cute, you be like, oh my god, thank you. Like, it's not that hard. Like, say hello, you know, we are people too. But I understand they're human. Like, I'm not saying like we gotta know every damn thing about them. Like, I don't care about your personal life. Like, I don't care about celebrities' personal lives whatsoever. I don't. Like, I don't care about your personal life. I love you for like your talent. That's kind of why I'm here as your fan, you know? I love you for your talent. I don't love you for all the things that are happening in your real life. That is not why I'm here. So I don't care what's really happening in real life. I don't really tend to like care too much about their personal life in terms of relationships or, you know, family matters. Celebrities should be answering their fans sometimes, because like, for the most part, if we did not stan you, or if we did not come to your concerts and make you the money that you're making, you definitely would not be who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we didn't show you attention, you wouldn't have it. Now, on that topic of fans, the crazy people who do worry about people's social lives, it's the fans for me that really do be caring so much about somebody's personal life. Like, why? You have nothing else to do in your life but to bother the person. No, they did not sign up for that. Like, I hate when people say you signed up for this. Like, bitch, on their contract, it did not say I signed for literal stalkers. I want stalkers to come and watch my daily life. I want people to come and, you know, track down where I am every single moment. I want people to talk about me in the worst ways possible. They didn't sign that. That's not in their contract. I guarantee you, no business owner is going to put that in their contract. Nobody would sign it. They don't sign for that. People do that to them. And I'm just trying to figure out how people do that to people, because they are human too. Like I said earlier, like, they are humans too. Like, how can you be a sissing? Like, I'm a K-pop fan, so like, those of you who do not know. But like, I'm a K-pop fan, and I just don't understand sissings, like, because if you don't know what a sissing is, a sissing in Korean is somebody who stalks K-pop idols. So I'm not on that side of the like K-pop journey. I feel like people categorize us, but I'll talk about it in a second. But anyways, sissings are crazy. Like, they literally will follow them to their houses. They will literally come to every little thing that they got going on. Like, how do you even find out that they're going to the airport? Like, how do you even do that? I don't understand how fans even find that shit out. Like, how do you know what day or what time they're gonna fly out of Korea, like, or come to the place that they're getting to? How do you know? How do you know? Like, how do you know that?
How do you know? How do you know?
They didn't put it online that they were going on a plane at this airport at 3 p.m. and they're gonna be flying out at 4. Nobody told them that. Like, they just came. Like, how do y'all even know this? Like, that's crazy to me. Like, I would never actually know when an idol was leaving. Recently, this girl went up to Jungkook, Mingyu, and Jaehyun. I think that was all 4 of them. I don't know if Mingyu was there. But like, girl, how did you have the guts? I mean, the guts to go up to them, and let alone, they were eating. Like, they were eating, they was chilling, they had on their comfy clothes, they was eating together, hanging with friends, like friends do. And this girl just came to ruin their time. Like, I can't imagine like doing that to somebody. Like, I can't imagine doing that. Like, I just couldn't do that. Like, I wouldn't be able to do that. But yeah. And then let's talk about it. Generalizing K-pop fans. Girl, not all K-pop fans are the same. Like, we have to, like, not we, because I'm not in that we, but y'all got to stop categorizing us, because like, there's no way that you categorize one fan and say, oh, you watch them Asian boys, you must want to marry an Asian man. What? Oh, you watch them Asian boys, they look like girls. What? Oh, you watch some Asian boys. Aren't they Chinese or something? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. I hate that so much. Like, what are you talking about? Just because I watch Asian men don't mean I want an Asian man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't make no sense. Like, I don't even know how you came up with that. 2 + 2 is not equaling 4. And I just don't get how you came up with that. Like, that don't make no sense to me. And that's definitely crazy to me how people do that to people. Like, I'm just like, why did you feel the need to have to? Oh my God, alfalfa. Why did you feel the need that you had to say that? Like, there was no need. Like, it'd be crazy. I just can't understand. But categorizing all K-pop fans is crazy. There's a difference. Like, there's our beginner K-pop fans who are dibble-dabble in, like, their music. And then there's our K-pop fans who have been here for so long that they're just K-pop fans, but they love their idols so much. And then there's the crazy people. But we all get categorized as the crazy people. We are not the crazy people. I am not a crazy person. Like, I am not here to, like, stalk them. Like, I'm not in Korea, first and foremost. I'm not gonna fly to Korea just to go and stalk somebody either. If I want to go to Korea, it's gonna be because I love their culture. I love their food. I want to, like, you know, I appreciate their culture in so many different ways. And that is definitely the only reason I want to go. But it would not be because I only want to see K-pop men or Asian men, period. Like, that's really creepy, by the way. Don't do that. Like, I just, that don't make no sense to me. Like, stop categorizing all K-pop fans. Like, we are all not the same. Like, I've been a K-pop fan for about almost going on 10 years now. But, like, girl, I'm not crazy. I've been here for a long time. I've seen a lot of stuff. And I ain't never, ever got on to the point that I wanted to stalk a man. Yes, I love them. And everything I say is playfully. Like, if I call Jimin, Park Jimin for BTS, if I call Jimin my husband, that don't mean I want him to be my husband. Like, chill. Like, I'm playing. Like, if I say that's my wifey, like, if I call Lisa my wifey, she my wifey. That don't mean I really want her to be my wife. Like, chill. You didn't get the joke.
You missed the joke. You've missed it.
Like, girl, I did not say I want this person. I'm gonna go get them. Like, I don't want them to put a ring on my finger. You know, what I said was that was my husband because he's pretty. Like, I love his dancing. I love his voice. Like, he's gorgeous. First of all, I have gender envy for a lot of those idols because, like, why are you so fucking pretty? Like, who made you that pretty? You took all the beauty off the world and ain't nobody else got none. That's not fair, you know, type stuff. But I ain't at a level that I just want to go stalk this man. I'm gonna find out where he lives just so he can marry me. Now back onto me, because I feel like I just span off into topics of nothing. But now onto actually something that makes sense about my life. So my life lately has been like, what the heck? First, I would love to talk about school. Like, oh my God, school, y'all. I don't know. I'm in college and this is my first year. And I'm getting the experiences of just like getting to be on my own, be independent, which I have been since I was 16, but be independent in a way that I have responsibilities in the way of my education. Like, if I have to go to class, I gotta be to class. If I gotta study, I gotta study. If I have friends, I have friends. I have to time manage everything that I want to do. So like, if I have to go to work, I have to schedule that. If I have classes, I gotta schedule that. So like, everything is up to you in college, and it's kind of like harder to do because now that you have a whole life out there, you have to actually figure out what you want to do with it. So basically, it's kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie. College definitely does ruin a lot of things for you, like happiness, and ruins your mental health. Anyways, I'm just joking. But no, like, college is so fun. Like, I'm not here to tell you that you have to go to college. Like, that's definitely not the case. Like, you don't have to go to college to be successful. Like, I'm doing YouTube and, you know, working and being in college. These are all the things I'm doing. But there are definitely, like, so many ways you can make money out here in this world without, like, having to, you know, go to college. College is not the only choice. You know, it's not like back in the day. We're not in 1990s where college is the only thing that will get you to the life you want. We're not there anymore. So, like, do whatever you want. Be you. Take a break. Take a gap year. Do whatever you need to do to be you. Have a great life and just live your life. I'm gonna go get a smaller comb because the one I have is just not working out. I gotta find a smaller comb somewhere. But anyways, I was just saying, like, I feel like College is hard in terms of like, obviously the transition is much different than high school, and that can be definitely a hard process for a lot of people if they've never been independent on their own. But I also feel like it's a great learning experience because you get to learn so many different things about like who you are, the people around you, and educational wise, you just get to learn what you want to do. Like, I feel like that's the great thing about college, is that you only get to focus on what you want to do. So that's not like high school where you have to go to a class that you have to go to. You're not bored all the time because these are classes you genuinely picked, and you can add or drop them whenever you want. Not saying that that won't affect you, but like you can add and drop them, but don't be afraid to add or drop them. I feel like I should do a college advice video after my first year. If y'all want it, y'all can definitely comment down below if you want like a college advice video. I've done multiple talks. I've done a radio show talk, and I've done a talk recently about college, a talk with like seniors in high school at my high school. So basically I talked to them about like college in general, the questions they had. So like if you guys have questions, go ahead and put anything in the comments down below. I'll definitely answer them. I did learn some things in the first semester, including friendships and, you know, taking my time for classes. I feel like classes really are a big thing because like for me, I took one class that I am going to have to take it next year, but I just felt like I had the worst experience with it because like I was so stressed about it. It's not the same as in high school where like you can easily get an A if you work hard enough, and I just wasn't that student. I had genuinely felt like I wasn't going to make it in that class because I just continuously had mental breakdowns over and over and over again over that class, and I ended up dropping it. And though it did end up being a W on my transcript, I feel like it was much better than being there and feeling like I couldn't do it and feeling like a failure. If you feel like you are going to fail that class, not in a way like, oh my god, I'm gonna fail this class. Like if you genuinely want to be in the class but you can't understand the material in it, take a break. just go away. I talked to my professor a lot. I did actually get help whenever I needed to. I went to all the course mentor sessions and all of those good things, but I was still struggling a whole lot with just understanding the topics. And let me let you know, it was science. I am in a science major, don't get me wrong. I'm a psych major, so it would kind of go against the fact that I picked psych and hate science in a STEM major. I know, girls in STEM. But the problem here is that class actually was a lot harder because it's much different than the biology you learn in high school. You have to go so much in depth into every single thing, whether that be the nucleus, the mitochondria, micromolecules, or anything like that. Like, you had to learn it. Like, if you didn't know how it did it, you didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was harder because we had to dig in depth about everything, and it was not working for me. So like I just ended up dropping the class, and I still talk to the professor, and I will be joining her class again if she does offer it next year. But definitely, if you feel as though like you're feeling something and you're just not feeling it, drop it, because there's no way that I would let myself sit there in failure and then like know I was already struggling. Like, just let it go. It's okay to let things go. Like I was saying earlier, it's maybe hard to do it because it definitely was hard for me. I had to make a final decision for myself, because if I did not do it, I probably would have ended up like having a really bad depression like most of my year, which would have been really bad for me because I am not a bio major, so that means I shouldn't be stressing about science like that. So it's okay. And that honestly did affect me in a way, because my psych grade ended up being worse because I was, in those first 2 weeks, I was struggling with bio. So the two of those clashing, both of those classes were heavy in the studying area, and I was studying more for bio more than psych, and I wasn't understanding the topics in psych, so I just forgot about psych in those first few weeks, and it definitely messed me up because now the grade I had in there, it isn't the grade I anticipated to have because it was an easy class. I just messed it up all in the beginning because I felt as though I had to stick in the class I had. And you don't have to do that. The hair is not moving fast, so I might shut up for a second and just take some of this out, and I'll get back to you guys, and then we'll talk some more. Alright guys, so I got about half of my head done, and got a lot more to do. The growth is growing though, I can't lie to y'all. Like, the way my hair be growing is nice when I braid it, because like when I take my hair out, I let it breathe for a day or two, and then I put it back into a style. It grows a couple inches, and we've been good. Like, so far it's been good. I think I've been putting my hair in braids since like the moment I could, which was around when my grandmother passed, which was actually in August 2022. So yeah, that is when I started actually like braiding my hair into like styles and stuff. And then I just like continue from there. My hair has grown a lot from this. I put a picture up, but that was how my hair looked. I like completely cut it off. I did a big chop, like man, big chop. But like it was going. And your girl has grown her hair out to this point now. If I hadn't cut my hair in 9th grade, it would have been so much longer. But y'all gonna see it when I actually like put it out. But it's been growing really well, which is real nice because your girl has been needing her hair back, you know? Like, I've been loving growing my hair back. It's honestly, like, the best journey. Like, I feel like people who cut their hair and go through a long journey of growing it back is, like, the best people. But back on to my talk because, you know, I already know. I was getting there. But I was just listening to some music. Now, like, I just thought about it, but, like, getting older. I don't know. Something about getting older just don't feel right. I'm turning 19 this year. That is a serious age for me, y'all. Like last year I was thinking, I was like, that is a really serious age. I thought 18 was something. No, 19. That's crazy. Like I'm turning 19. The last year in my teens. I'm gonna be 20 next year, guys. That is really scary to think about. Like, I don't even want to talk about it right now. But that is actually crazy. Like, I just can't believe the things that are about to happen in life. Like, I'm getting older. I'm getting older because I'm aging well. Like, the fact that we're getting older is just like a sign that you just should live your life. And that brings me to the topic of just living your life the way you want to. Like, stop caring about what other people say. I don't even care if they're your parents. Like, let's be honest. Our parents don't even know us as well as we wish they all did. And I didn't have mine. Live your life. You only live once. Like, YOLO it. Like, have fun. Do what you want to do. Party, drink, smoke weed, get high. I don't know. Do what you want to do. Travel the world. Try new foods. Do everything you want to do because life is so short. And this earth is not going to be here forever. The way we doing it, it ain't going to live. You know what I'm saying? But, like, honestly, yo, like, do whatever your heart desires because at the end of the day, you're gonna die anyway, you know? Like, do you, live your life, do what you want to do, have fun, be happy, be sad, cry, like, do whatever it is that you're gonna do because at the end of the day, when it's all over, you can't do nothing else, you know what I'm saying? Like, do it until you can't do it no more. I think I need a quick drink of water because you're not thirsty. I'm talking a lot. But honestly, like, live your life and do you. Like, for us, like, us earlier Gen Zs, that is, because, like, those from, like, 2005 to 2010, I don't even know when Gen Z ends. But, like, honestly, like, those who were born in the earlier years of Gen Z, like, y'all, we had a great life. Like, I don't know, like, we got to the point where we weren't always in social media, but we also got to have a childhood, like, play with dolls. We got to watch, like, the best shows. We got the original Disney. We got Disney XD. We had Disney Junior. We had the original Nickelodeon. We had Nick at Night. We had all that good stuff. We had all kinds of do. We had Cartoon Network, and we had the Cartoon Network that happens at night. We all know we was up at night watching it. But I definitely just feel like getting older is such a thing that just, like, a lot of us take for granted because we're like, oh my god, as soon as I get older, I'm gonna do this. As soon as I get older, I'm gonna do this. And we never actually live in the moment because we're always so worried about the future. But, like, I love living in the present moment. I've stopped worrying about the future. It's good to have goals for the future. That's one thing. But worrying about it all the time is, like, a different story. Yes, it's good to keep things in mind about the future while doing things in the present. But always worrying about what's going to happen next is, like, it's a waste of time. The more you think about getting older, the more you think about, like, right now, I'm going to live the best life I can because that's what matters. And I just think it's important. I don't know. Maybe I don't make sense, but whatever. That's okay. Sometimes the thoughts I have in my head should just stay as thoughts and not all out, but we're not going to talk about that. Let's talk about books because I'm standing right in front of my bookcase. I've started back up on my book channel. Again, it's always linked down below in the description box. So, like, if you do want to follow that channel that's all about my books, you can definitely do that. But I think I literally love the fact that my library is growing. And I want to grow it so much more. I've been reading a lot lately. Last year, I read 25 books, and it was really cool. And I'm super proud of myself that I was able to do that. because like being able to read 25 books is a hassle. Like some people are even shocked by the people who can read 100. Even I am. I don't compare myself to readers though who read more than me, only because a lot of them do this as a job. I do this as a hobby, and I record my hobby. So it's not like a job for me, not until I get paid for it. So I'm not getting paid for it. But even if it was a job and I was getting paid to read, I would be so freaking happy because like I'm getting paid to do my favorite thing. My first book as a child was 𝑊here the Wild Things Are, and that was the book that got me into reading. I think I was like in first grade. That was the one book that got me right into reading as a child, and ever since then I've loved reading. Once I got into middle school, reading stopped, and then I got back into it in high school like 4 years ago in 2020, I think, and it was during COVID time, and that was when I got right back into my reading, and book talk was such a big thing then, and I just started reading a lot, and it just made me so happy, and I was excited to always read. And then I got into my book channel, of course, and I just started reading more and more every day, or every year, that is, because every year I read more than I anticipated to, or I read more than I did the past year. So like last year I read 25 books. The year before that I read 16, which is much more than what I read the year before that one. And that is just great. I just feel happy when I get to read. I'm gonna do some more of this, and of course, like I said earlier, I'll be back. Alright guys, so I'm about to take this ponytail out. I'm not done yet. I still have a row left, which is actually crazy. It's 8 o'clock and I still have a row done. I don't know. I've been watching the Jamie Foxx show since the last time I filmed. I don't even remember. I think it was like 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago. Don't remember. But yeah, I was watching the Jamie Foxx show, and basically here I am just in my bed. I had a couple of snacks, which also led me to this point because I had some ice cream and then I ate some Doritos. It's the period cravings. It's not me, because I'm definitely on my period. So of course I'm eating things that I shouldn't be eating, but I feel like it's okay during your period, or like the first and second day, because the cravings are serious. And for me, ice cream is like the biggest craving I have during my period. I don't know, you girls tell me what your period cravings are, but for me it's definitely coffee and ice cream, and those are like my two biggest things. I don't know what else to talk about for real. I don't know, favorite podcasts or anything like that. I recently got into this new one. It's called like Tea something. I don't really remember. I thought it was a really great podcast because it's like 24 minutes. It's not long. It's not an hour long or anything like that. It's not lecturing or anything like that. She's definitely just, you know, expressing herself. She puts a topic on every like podcast, of course, but like she goes into detail about certain stuff. And then she tells her real life experiences, which is really cute, and I really love it. I low-key want to start a podcast, just to be real, you know? I've had experience in like almost all areas of life, like, and I'm only 18, but I would really love to actually do that. I just feel like it's crazy, like the fact that I've been through so many things and I'm here today. Because y'all, to be honest, I never ever thought I would make it to this day. I'm just grateful for the people I have in my life, first and foremost. Most of all, my grandma, which is like my biggest reason for still being here. But I also have my siblings and my aunt and uncle, and you know, just having all of those people around me, or all of them, just means so much. Not meant, but like meant in terms of like when I was wanting to kill myself. Now like it means so much to me. It still matters to me because like these kind of things are hard for everybody every day. And I think it's harder for me every year when my birthday comes around, because I just think about like I almost didn't make it here. Every year has always been like, I always thought like I'm not gonna make it to this day. Then I make it to that day and I'm just like, that's crazy that I'm here. That's when I say to people like, I've been to hell literally and back. And I feel like people be like, you're too young to be like, bitch, because you're young doesn't mean that you don't experience things. It does not matter the age you are to experience something. People can be raped at a young age. People can be homeless at a young age. People can be taking care of their siblings at a young age. People can be depressed at a young age. I feel like older people always act like we can't be something. No, we can't be stressed at this age. There's nothing to stress about at this age. There's so much to stress about at this age. There's so much going on at our age nowadays because they never get experience what we experience. And I just think it's different for everybody. But I know for me, just being able to be here today just says a lot about how strong I am. And people have always said it, you know, like they're always like, you're so strong, you've made it to this day. And you know, even my family members say, you're so strong, just I'm so proud of you for making it here, and this, that, and the third. And I feel like I hear all the time from every family member, especially now that I'm in college. It's just like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you, you did this, you did that, through all the stuff that has happened to you. I just hear those things all the time, and it's just like, I didn't like really like hearing it from other people, honestly, but now I feel like I'm grateful. I didn't like hearing it from others because it was just like, oh, whatever, shut up, you don't even understand. Now I feel like it is such a thing. I really am strong. I really made it through so much. I honestly did a lot. I overcame a lot, and I didn't give up. I became stronger, but because I went through those certain things, I'm able to do a lot of things that my generation is not able to do, and I'm just grateful that I'm able to do that. It's hard, don't get me wrong, like always being labeled the strong one, it's not always fun. Just like I said earlier when I was talking about my grandma's death, like I had to be the strong one, and it made me like really upset that I was always strong or stronger than others. But I realized how that can put me at an advantage in later in life, or just in certain situations where I'll be put in a tough spot and I can be the strong one. I accept that title now, that I'm the strong one. Not saying that I always am. Like sometimes I have my weak moments. Like I said earlier, I have all these things that would literally block me from being who I am, like depression, anxiety, PTSD, all of that. Doesn't even matter. At the end of the day, I feel like it's just really important to know that all of that is really, it just made me who I am today. Like I said before, like I'm just grateful for the people I have in my life that have made me come this far, but not only them but myself, because yes, people can have an impact on that, but you won't be able to change unless you want to, and I wanted that change in my life and I did it. So I'm proud of myself. I'm thankful for those who have motivated and pushed me to the point I am at. I also have to remember to thank myself for being able to actually do it. Nobody can do it for us. And that just brings me to the gratitude point of this video. Just be grateful, but also be cautious. You know what I'm saying? Be cautious of the people you let in your life, but also be grateful for everybody who has been in it, because even the bad people are people who have made you who you are. I hate my parents, don't get me wrong. I hate them with a gut, but thank you, because you made me who I am today. You know what I'm saying? Like people who, you know, hurt you or made you like who you are today to become stronger, or people who are hurt you to make you feel weaker than you are, that's even a blessing in itself, because right there, that just is something that made you you. You know what I'm saying? So just be grateful for everybody who's came in your life, whether that be good or bad, because at the end of the day, it makes you a better person. If you had not had that experience, you wouldn't know how to deal with it next time. So like just being able to deal with certain things and being able to like come to terms with certain things are just something that you can be grateful for, because those are people who came in your life and messed it up or something like that, or made it greater. Like those are just really great things. Like it doesn't matter what it was. If they made you cry, if they made you laugh, if they made you smile, if they even complimented on your shoes or something like that, no matter who it was, it's just important to have gratitude. Be grateful and be generous to everybody. First of all, be kind to everyone, because just putting a smile on someone else's face is like the greatest thing you can do for a person. I feel like even when I compliment somebody, I smile too, because it makes me feel like, oh, I might have made that person's day. You never know what someone's going through, and when you make them smile, you never know if they go home and be like, I just got complimented today. That makes me want to live. Every little thing matters to every single person, and regardless if we want to or not, we all hold something inside of us. So like whether that be somebody who was mean to you, whether that be somebody who was nice, it really does matter. It makes a difference. It makes an impact. You know, be that person who wants to be kind, not the person who wants to be an asshole. Just be a better person in life and don't be a horrible one, because at the end of the day, you never know what someone's going through. But like I said, whether that be mean or kind, just be grateful, because it might have made you a better person. So yeah, anyways, that was my little talk about everything today. Like I talked about a lot of things, from relationships to, you know, therapy, to family, to grief, to, you know, social media, to music, to books, to media in general, like all of that. I just feel like I touched on a lot of topics, and if you guys would like a podcast, please let me know, because I feel like I need one. I just love to talk sometimes, and just talking about everything is really important to me. Please let me know in the comments down below if you have anything you want to talk about, or you have an opinion on something I said today, whether that be good or bad. I'm not going to judge you because you hated my opinion. I'll definitely respond to everybody's comments. I don't get many, so like whenever somebody comments, I always go and like it and respond. And yeah, like the hair is done. It took me about 5 to 6 hours to finish my hair. I cannot believe it actually took me that long. Like I've never taken that long to take my hair out, but like I said earlier, I feel like I kind of gratified I did that. Like it just means that, like, you know, the time I spent doing it didn't waste my time, so I'm glad. So yeah, that is it. My hair is out, and hopefully you guys enjoyed me taking it out and talking most of the time I was doing it. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, go ahead and comment down below the hair flip emoji. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I post a new video. Comment down below anything that you would like I said earlier. Always remember that life is a game that we all were prepared for. And as always, spread love, peace, and positivity all around you. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!